What if everything you've been told about depression is wrong? What if the pain millions of people feel every single day isn't a disease at all, but a message? A signal that something in our lives needs to change? For decades, we've been told the same story. Depression is a chemical imbalance. Take a pill, you'll be fine. And yes, medication helps some people. But here's the shocking truth. Depression and anxiety have been rising every single year for decades. More pills, more therapy, more awareness, and yet more depression than ever before. Something doesn't add up. Scientists have now identified 9 proven causes of depression and anxiety. Only 2 of them are biological. Your genes, your brain chemistry, yes, they play a role. But 7 of them? 7 of them are about how we live. Let me tell you a story that proves this. In Cambodia, there was a farmer who stepped on a landmine. He lost his leg and got a prosthetic. When he returned to work in the rice fields, the pain was unbearable. Not just physical pain, but deep psychological suffering. He stopped getting out of bed. He cried all day. He showed every sign of severe depression. The local doctors didn't prescribe antidepressants. Instead, they sat with him. They listened. They understood his pain had a cause. Then they did something radical. They bought him a cow. With the cow, he could become a dairy farmer. He didn't have to work in the painful conditions that were destroying him. He had purpose again. Within weeks, his depression disappeared. The doctors smiled and said, "You see? That cow was the antidepressant." Now, this might sound too simple. Life in the modern world is far more complicated than one farmer's story. But the principle is profound. Depression isn't just a brain problem. It's often a life problem. Here's what research shows. We are living in the loneliest society in human history. A recent study found that 39% of people say they're not close to anyone. Not a single person. Think about that for a moment. For thousands of years, humans lived in tight-knit tribes. We evolved to be connected. Our ancestors survived because they worked together, supported each other, belonged to something bigger than themselves. We are the first generation to disband our tribes. And it's making us sick. But loneliness is just one piece of the puzzle. Most people work jobs where they have no control, no autonomy, no sense of meaning. They do what they're told, day after day, feeling powerless. Research shows that lack of control at work is a major predictor of depression. Then there's what scientists call junk values. Just like junk food has taken over our diets and made us physically sick, junk values have taken over our minds and made us mentally sick. We've been sold a lie. That happiness comes from money, status, likes, followers, designer brands. It's like we've been fed fast food for the soul our entire lives. And just like junk food doesn't meet your nutritional needs, junk values don't meet your psychological needs. Deep down, everyone knows this. No one on their deathbed wishes they'd bought more shoes or gotten more retweets. But we live in a system designed to make us forget what actually matters. So what's the solution? In East London, a doctor named Sam Everington tried something different with his depressed patients. Instead of just prescribing pills, he prescribed community. He told patients to come to the medical center twice a week, to meet with other people struggling with depression, and together, to find something meaningful they could do as a group. One woman named Lisa had been trapped in her home with severe depression for 7 years. At the first meeting, she vomited from anxiety. But the group decided to create a garden together. They knew nothing about gardening. They learned from books and videos. They got their hands in the soil. They learned the rhythms of nature. More importantly, they formed connections. They cared about each other. If someone didn't show up, others would check on them. As one participant said, "As the garden began to bloom, we began to bloom." This approach is called social prescribing. And studies show it produces real, measurable reductions in depression and anxiety. Because here's the truth we've forgotten. Humans are not machines with broken parts. We are social beings with psychological needs. We need connection. We need purpose. We need to feel like our lives matter. We need to feel like we belong to something bigger than ourselves. When these needs go unmet, we suffer. Our minds send us signals. Pain, anxiety, depression. These aren't malfunctions, they're messages. Your depression might be telling you that you're isolated. that your work has no meaning, that you're chasing things that will never fulfill you. So what can you do? First, stop thinking of yourself as a broken individual who needs to fix themselves alone. The solution isn't to be yourself. It's to be part of something. To be us. To be we. Find your tribe. Find your community. Find your garden. Ask yourself, what brings real meaning to my life? What makes me feel truly alive? What connects me to other people? Then dedicate more of your life to that. And less to buying things you don't need, chasing validation that will never satisfy you. Second, recognize that your pain has meaning. If you're depressed, it doesn't mean you're weak or broken or crazy. It means you're a human being with unmet needs living in a world that often ignores those needs. Your depression is a signal. Listen to it. Third, understand that the solutions go deeper than pills. Medication can provide relief for some people, and that's valuable. But if the root causes are in how we live, then the solutions must address how we live. We need to reconnect with each other, with nature, with meaningful work, with values that actually nourish us. The World Health Organization has been saying this for years. We need to talk less about chemical imbalances and more about imbalances in the way we live. Because at the end of the day, you're not a machine. You're a human being in a world that's forgotten how to meet human needs. But now you know the truth. Depression is not just a disease. It's a message. And when you listen to that message, when you honor it, when you address the real causes, that's when genuine healing can begin. You're not weak. You're not broken. You're not crazy. You're human, and your pain is trying to tell you something important. Listen to it, act on it, reconnect with what truly matters. The solutions are waiting, not in a pill bottle, but in the connections, purpose, and meaning that every human being needs to thrive. If this message resonates with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Let's start a conversation about what depression really is and what actually heals it. Thank you for watching.